Gamergate was a highly controversial and polarizing online movement and harassment campaign that started in 2014, centered around video game culture. Initially, Gamergate was disguised as a critique regarding ethics in video game journalism, but quickly became an easy way to fuel harassment and misogyny in gaming and media. The majority of the hate was focused on Zoe Quinn, a feminist media critic, Anita Sarkeesian, and game developer Brianna Wu. They were the subject to doxing, where their personal information was leaked online, death and rape threats, and coordinated online harassment. Platforms such as Reddit, 4chan, and formerly named Twitter all became hubs for the Gamergate discussions. The controversy highlighted just how social media could amplify and coordinate actions and attacks. Here's a quote from Sarkeesian. "I've been harassed on a daily basis by irate gamers angry at my critiques of sexism in video games. It can sometimes be difficult to effectively communicate just how bad the sustained intimidation campaign really is, so I've taken the liberty of collecting a week's worth of hateful messages sent to me on Twitter. The following tweets were directed to our Twitter account between January 20, 2015 and January 26, 2015. Here are just 3 examples. In gaming masculinity, trolls, fake geeks, and the gendered battle for online culture, Megan Condis states that Quinn and Sarkeesian were not stating that the gaming industry as a whole was in trouble, but more that the stereotypical adolescent, nerdy, straight white boy was a thing of the past. We like to think that over time, this certain way of thinking has changed since Gamergate was almost 10 years ago now, but we still see many of the same sentiments online, some of it being just as vile as it was before. While researching this topic, recent examples of misogyny were extremely easy to find all over the internet. A video game streamer by the name of Jana released a video on X on May 16, 2024, where she discusses how women gamers are treated online.
You wouldn't last 10 minutes in a COD lobby is not, nor has it ever been, a valid excuse for men to act like pieces of human garbage in gaming. I shouldn't have to play a game where all I say is hi and the whole game is thrown and I'm in hell for the next 40 minutes because men are being emotional about it. That is not normal, and that's not how the old COD days were, because I promise you, as a man, you have never had somebody throw on the basis of your gender. That doesn't happen. You can say it happens, you're lying. I'm sorry. I don't know why that's such a common thing in the comments of my videos. You guys want to be oppressed so bad that you'll look at a man telling me he's gonna tell me to get back in the kitchen and say it's not a woman thing and say that happens to you too. It doesn't. There's a reason that historically male-dominated spaces are known for being toxic and unsafe. That goes for gaming, that goes for sports. Any male-dominated space is a bad one. That's not me being sexist. That is me saying there is an inherent issue with the way that you guys have your locker room talk that makes everybody else feel unsafe. I don't know how you could possibly find it fun to make other people feel unsafe. No woman is asking men to make gaming a safe space with sunshine and rainbows and everything, but could you please be normal? Because I want to be able to enjoy playing the game without my life being threatened, without my body being threatened, because I'm existing as a woman. And men are the ones making it unsafe. And I do not care if you feel targeted by me saying men, or if you feel attacked by me saying men. You are part of the problem. If you feel attacked by that, you're part of the problem. If you say just mute them, you're part of the problem. If you sit there and let them say that to me and you don't intervene, you are part of the problem. Because I have a lot of male friends, normal male friends, who don't say slurs and don't threaten people and just play like normal. I understand it is not all men. But if you are not one of the men doing this, it is entirely on you to help stop the men who are. If you don't understand that, and you don't understand power imbalances and gender hierarchy, it's not my place to teach you. I'm not your mother, I'm not your teacher. Close the game for 5 minutes and educate yourself, but stop making this a bad experience for everybody else who's just trying.
We will now see just a small clip from a 20-minute video by YouTuber Asmongold TV, who has over 3.17 million subscribers online. In just this short clip, he does admit how women gamers are treated online, but essentially goes on to defend the way that men treat women this way, and essentially just calls it a boys' club, and that's the way it has been and always going to be. This is just one reaction video out of countless online.
Been a valid excuse for men to act like pieces of human garbage in gaming.
There's one thing that people like this need to understand is that needing an excuse implies that they're accountable to you. Men are not accountable to you. People do not have to live up to your standards. Nobody has to accommodate you. Nobody has an obligation to behave in a way that makes you comfortable. It's just not important to anybody other than you.
I have to play a game where all I say is hi and the whole game is thrown and I'm in hell for the next 40 minutes because men are being emotional about it. That is not normal. And that's not how the old COD days were, because I promise you, as a man, you have never had somebody throw on the basis of your gender. That doesn't happen. You can say it happens. You're lying. I'm sorry. I don't know why that's such a common thing.
She's right about that. Girls do get treated a lot worse on, on like voice chat. Like that's 100% true.
In the comments of my videos, you guys want to be oppressed so bad that you'll look at a man telling me he's gonna tell me to get back in the kitchen and say it's not a woman thing and say that happens to you too. It doesn't. There's a reason that historically male-dominated spaces are known for being toxic and unsafe. That goes for gaming, that goes for sports.
That's what I said.
Male-dominated space is a bad one.
Well, it's not bad. It's just not for you because you're a woman, so you wouldn't fit in a male space. Like, that's really the reason. It's what makes sense, right? So, like, what she's saying is that she's not going to fit in a male space. Obviously not, because you're not a male. Like, that's fine. That's not, you're not wrong, but neither are they. Like, you, and also, like, and this is the problem, right? Is that, like, part of what she's saying is true. Because, like, girls do get, like, harassed like crazy based off of being a girl. But here's what I think she's missing. Is that a lot of people get harassed based off of anything that is non-normal at that, like in that group, for example. So like, for example, if you have a Middle Eastern accent, people are gonna make jokes about like Al-Qaeda or some sort of like Muslim shit. If you have a British accent, people are gonna ask if like your teeth are fucked up. If you have a Southern accent, people are gonna ask how many guns do you have and are you dating your sister or your cousin? If you have any accent that sounds anything that is not normative, people are gonna use that and make fun of you. They're gonna stereotype you. Yeah, they will just use the stereotype on you. Like black people, it's the same thing. Indians, same thing. Mexicans, same thing. So people are gonna use anything that they possibly can to shit on you. So like, it's not just being a woman. Like she thinks that it's all about being a woman. No, it's not.
We will now discuss 2021's Free Guy, directed by Sean Levy and starring Ryan Reynolds and Jodie Comer, following Ryan Reynolds' character, a non-playable NPC who learns the true nature of his existence and becomes self-aware. This leads him to turn into a rogue AI and helps assist Millie, the woman of his dreams, who is a real-life gamer and developer. The movie comments on gaming culture throughout its 2-hour run, but in Janet White's Free Guy downplayed sexism in women gaming's experiences, written for CBR.com, White states the movie does touch on toxicity women players frequently experience, but Free Guy doesn't give the issue the attention it deserves. White goes on to point out that 77% of women gamers have experienced gender-specific discrimination. As a result, these encounters, 59% of women say they mask their genders completely, while 55% state they use non-gendered or male-gendered identities while playing online. White then does confirm 80% of women gamers were happy with the representation of women in AAA video games. Recent reboots like Tomb Raider's Lara Croft received huge overhauls in order to give Lara Croft the depth and representation the video game character deserves after decades of being in the video game gaming culture. She ends her article by stating, gaming companies have made huge leaps in representing all types of women, but the gaming community still lags behind. In Candace's gamification of gender, she discusses drag performers who play with the rules of gender, and their play provides us with an insight into how masculinity and femininity are defined in mainstream culture, including video games. One example I found is String Queens. It's where a group of drag queens, kings, characters, and creatures stream themselves playing video games online. Candace ends her book with a call to action. We need to pay attention to the media that is being presented to us, not only what is being made, but by whom and for whom.